Hi, today I'm going to make a quick video on the trade I took on the ES futures. So before we get into that, I want to show you something really quickly. So before we get into this, I want to show you that before the market actually opened, the first thing I do is I go on TradingView and I look at NASDAQ, the S&P, the futures obviously, we look at SPY and we look at QQQ, and this gives us kind of what has been happening in the market, especially overnight. Kind of just refresh myself on what happened the day before. So just quickly look at it. We could see some projections. This is some old hedge pressure stuff. Ignore this. These are old lines. I gotta move these. But yeah. Now the most important thing I do is I always go on investing.com and I look at news. So today there was nothing significant that came out. We can see this happened before the market opened. Let's see. I actually don't remember. So yeah, nothing important, nothing too crazy. We got core CPI coming out. We did hit a little under. This could be a reason for the stocks to, futures to drop. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Around this, okay, yeah. So nothing came out. We had a couple someone from the Fed, here. Michael Barr spoke today. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Yeah, Michael Barr. Michael spoke, and then we have this. He's speaking soon. He spoke. So nothing crazy news. So I knew that today nothing crazy should influence the market. And then so what happened is I went to the market and I looked. And what you can notice is that yesterday we rallied basically all day. Yes, we had some parts where we dipped down a little, but if you look at it kind of throughout the day, it's a rally. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. You could see that it went up. Now the important part is what kind of determined if I'm buying or selling or shorting or longing is this. Usually on a day like this where we're rallying up all day, and when the market's closed, you would see future stocks kind of dropping down to balance out and execute all the other orders. So in this case, execute all the shorting, but it didn't. See, we saw as the market closed, we kind of started decreasing. Kind of saw a little jump down, but then obviously, as you could tell, it spiked up and continued going. We also see that there's 3 points here. We kind of see liquidity, kind of like this between here and here. It's like a liquidity pocket. This is a nice little pocket, and we can see that this line acted as resistance. And this morning, when the stock market opened, right about, sorry. Let me zoom down a little too much. You can see when the stock market opened, which is I guess right here, we were just below the point, and so I didn't take my trade because we didn't know where I was going. And then I could see is that we hit the resistance lines and dropped down. This happened 1, 2, and 3 times. 2 out of the 3 times when it dropped below this line, it went even more, as we can see. So that's what happened. I watched this candle, dropped a lot, and at the bottom of it, I ended up taking a short position, held the position for a little bit, saw that it kept going. I kept adding positions. Eventually, it was 3 contracts, and we ended up closing it here. Now, this one was this. So if you see right here, this was a mistake. If you look right here, I was trying to play around with the DOM and move things around, and I accidentally pressed sell market instead of the maximize. So I ended up going into position. It didn't do anything. I didn't lose money. I ended up just breaking even, as you can tell. So it's nothing. Just a little bit I had to spend on fees, but it's okay. And then, so this is my first trade. This was around $300 something, $337.5. Yeah, $337.5. And then we saw this reverse. I would assume I kind of got a little lucky here because that's where the reversal happened. It wouldn't have mattered because I still would have been up money, and then I would have made even more. But it's okay. And then right here, as we see, we kind of started, the buyer started to buy, but eventually the sellers took over, And the reason I took this position here is because right here we see the 21-day moving average going below the 50-day estimated moving average. And this was a signal. I'm like, okay, maybe I might buy in. So I took note right around here, and we can see this big drop in the candle. And this is where I was like, okay, you know what? This is gonna start dropping even more, which happened. I only took one position here, took the position here, sold it right about here. This is about 1, 2, 3, 3.25 points, which is around $137, which if you do the math without fees, this ended off my day at $500. Now the reason I made this video is because yes, usually you don't want to look in the past to determine the future, but in this case it was important to look at the past because we are in record highs, and we could see that the support zones, I guess the resistance zones in the past made an impact for the future, which is now. And as you can tell, we bounced off hard, and it kept going down, and right now we're trading at 62.98. Stock market will close soon. Tomorrow I am expecting something like this. Depends on the market. It could also crash overnight and go like this, but I will not be surprised if tomorrow we somehow rally back up to this point and test this point again. That's my prediction. I'm not going to make a video tomorrow about trading, but that's just what I'm saying. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you kind of see how I took this trade. Thank you.